So let's talk about the philosophical aspects of TRT. Why TRT?
This is the TRT and Hormone Optimization YouTube channel. And if you want to learn all about the science-based information on this topic, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell, and you'll be on your way.
So, obviously, our industry has been tainted, right? Bodybuilding industry has tainted sort of like a therapeutic treatment of hormones, right? So there's been a lot of misconception, a lot of fear around hormone replacement and TRT. And so, for a long time, especially when you're like in cities like Miami, that is, the focus is very much on the aesthetic side of things, right? Which is fine. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look great, right? Especially if you have high fitness goals, right? But if that's the only goal, we feel like that's sort of petty, right? Because there's so much more to hormone replacement, especially TRT for a man. But I think the best way to get into the philosophy of why is posing a deep problem that we're facing now in our modern culture, specifically regarding the area of EDCs. I mean, you have so many factors nowadays in our daily life that we cannot control that we're constantly being subjected to endocrine disruptions, right? So start with the fact that, we live in an industrialized farming society, right? So our soils have been depleted of the micronutrients that our bodies need to run to peak efficiency, right? So we have also environmental toxicity. I mean, the cars on the roads, the
electromagnetic fields,
right? All this stuff that now we're constantly being subjected to this stuff, right? So I think that there are two important dates that are important for viewers to know. The first is, the 1950s, right? So just to kind of give you some contrast, back in 1950s, the average 80-year-old guy was walking around with 800 levels of testosterone, right? Conversely, today, I mean, we look at labs every single day, and you'll be hard pressed to find a 35-year-old with levels above 500, right? Which is deeply concerning. So for a long time, we've been in the trenches treating sort of, sick people, and we were just scratching our heads as to why. And so then this book, which I recommend anybody on TRT to read, is by Dr. Shauna Swan, and her 2017 discovery that fertility rates in men, specifically younger men, had dropped by more than 50%, right? And there's a correlation between, after World War II, where we saw the explosion of certain chemicals and plastics like BPA and certain things like that are deeply disrupting to our endocrine system, right? So, long story short, we are now faced with all these environmental factors that we cannot control, right? That are deeply affecting our health. And so now, like I said, we have 30-year-olds suffering from low testosterone and low sperm count.
And depression. Coming into the office with depression and being prescribed SSRIs. They go to the traditional doctor. Oh, you just need an antidepressant. And, they come to us not only with a physiological and biochemical issue, now they come messed up mentally because they're being numbed by an SSRI, which is the most prescribed medication you can possibly have.
And when we talk about EDCs, people think, oh yeah, plastic bottles. Yeah, I know about all that stuff, but it's way more than that. So now they have microplastics called phthalates, right? That are everywhere. They're in everything. I mean, small things like Tylenol, which is, deeply anti-androgenic, right? You have lotions, shampoos, perfumes. It's in our
car smell. It's coming out when you turn on your car when it's hot. The microplastic being spit into your face.
Fish
everywhere.
Fish that we eat that have been eating microplastics in the in the ocean. So et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so these things have had a huge impact to the point where it's funny because Dr. Swan's study on the fertility issue came at the heels of the Mayo Clinic, right? So the International Research Panel for the Mayo Clinic came out with a sort of like a 10-statement consensus. And two of them are really relevant for us. So the first one was that, they found that after years of research, testosterone deficiency in men happens now to be they consider it a global public health concern. And you could actually go to the Mayo Clinic, and on their website, you can find this. The second statement right underneath that said that, testosterone replacement in men is not only scientific and evidence-based, but also logical, right? And so the logical portion correlates with what we're talking about here as to the why, right? And for me, I think the biggest sell point for me was the effects that testosterone has on your brain, right? So our brains are laden with androgen receptors on it. So what happens is when a man's testosterone dips below a certain threshold, right? Those androgen receptors in your brain begin to become starved, malnourished, and effectively inefficient, right? So what are some of the mental pictures that conjure up when I say those kind of words? Malnourished, right? Starved, inefficient. And this is what's happening at the cognitive level, right? So once you have a man that his testosterone level decreases, right? Now we have a productivity issue, right? And so
and it's a slow, painful death, I like to call it, because we lose about 0.5 to 2% depending on many variables that we can't calculate. So we're slowly going down. And what are we taught in America, at least? Oh, be a man, toughen up. So it's just part of, you got to just deal with it as you're aging. And they don't understand that there's this whole other field that could totally help them modify and optimize their lifestyle so you can age gracefully, no matter if you're 40, 50, 67 years old. So they see that, we're suffering from these conditions, thinking there's no answer, and it's just part of being old age. And we just deal with them until, they get exposed to information like this channel, which is fantastic.
And so, I think this, Steven, right? And a lot of the viewers watching. So andropause, not only in our circles, but some of the really leading practitioners in this industry have labeled andropause now a deadly syndrome, right? And so andropause is deeply emasculating for men. So I think that our theory is, look, testosterone replacement can obviously help you with body composition and gain muscle strength and decrease, adipose fat and increase sexual libido and, mental clarity and all these things. But it's so much more than that, right? It's so much more than that, because when a man's testosterone dips, right, he loses that sort of drive, right? That leadership ability.
To be a better father, a better leader,
correct.
To be a better husband, to be able to show up to your day at 100% every day. You lose that ability.
And we've seen that. We've seen the pattern that men are deeply emasculated, and you see sort of now men being feminized, right? And losing that sort of power, because a 35-year-old with 300 levels of testosterone free T at 6,
or the 18-year-old that we had with severe depression on an SSRI being prescribed at 21 years of age, being prescribed an antidepressant because he was having some ED issues that they're like, oh, it's just all in your mind. That's crazy that you would just, wave off something like that.
So our whole goal is, we use testosterone not only to protect ourselves from these environmental factors that we cannot control, that we're subjected to and are deeply affecting our hormonal level, so that we can be back at a healthy state. That's the biggest thing, right? And so we use testosterone therapeutically, right? For the brain, for your body, so that you can regain that confidence and just be all you can be. Because let me tell you, if you're a man and you got low testosterone levels, you are not going to feel like yourself. And so I think that's the common thing that we hear. One of the things that we love is that a guy calls us, you could tell he has low T, right? Just from the way he's talking, his tone of voice, all this stuff. We get him started. We do a follow-up lab 6 to 8 weeks later from him starting off. And just on the follow-up call, you could already tell the difference from the tone of voice. So,
which is the most exciting part of the business.
Yeah, it's really exciting, because 9 out of 10 times, right, on the follow-up, they have a follow-up with Dr. Everyone, who's our doctor, phenomenal doctor. And, it's funny to see their faces, right? It's like they're smiling from ear to ear. They're excited to see the doctor. I mean, how often,
like they gained that zest back in life,
how often do you see that at doctor's offices where people are really excited to see their doctor, right? So, and it's just a life-changing event. It's a life-changing event for them. And what we're talking about is therapeutic doses, right? Most people think, oh, I don't want to become like a bodybuilder and we're using therapeutic doses to just elevate these subpar and suboptimal levels back to their healthy range. That's all we're doing. And all of a sudden, one of the sort of like the common statements is, doc, it's like a switch came back on. And so you turn that ball back up in the brain.
Or like, this is how I should feel.
This is how I should feel.
It's almost like it's parallel how much you forget how you should really feel.
Right.
Yeah. And one of the things that I notice as well is, as we men go down 1 to 2% per, let's just say, per year. So it's a slow, gradual death. While for women, it's just a instant change. They go through menopause, they start having night sweats, hot flashes. They know they need to take some action. And usually they get on hormones and we're able to fix them. With men, they have to be exposed to channels like this to say, hey, there are alternatives today to make you a better man, to make you respond better every day.
Yeah, it's like that old metaphor where, if you throw a frog in boiling water, it'll jump out quickly. But if you turn the heat up slowly, it'll boil to death, right? And that's what happens with the typical men nowadays, right? So by the time you reach 40, I mean, it's happening earlier and earlier now. Yeah. Like I said, we're seeing the majority of 35-year-olds with lower than 500, right? Which is pathetic.
Or pre-ejaculation,
But now, so, by the time you hit 40, 45, right, you've had a significant drop in your testosterone levels, right? Which is your male dominant hormone. And that's why most guys, after 40, 45, they feel the difference. They're like, whoa, I feel totally different from, when I was 20. And there's a reason for that, right? And so thank God that we live in a time like this, where now we have 50 years worth of evidence on the safety of using bioidentical hormones like testosterone, and the effectiveness of using it at a therapeutic level and really gaining the health benefits that we're seeing. For so long, the medical community has been fixated on, testosterone causes prostate cancer. Now we know that it doesn't. Now we know that it's the other way around, right? So
now, one thing to add to that, it's just not, when he's talking about testosterone, we're not just treating testosterone. We're like, if the patient has low magnesium levels and he already has some level of anxiety, we know that if we give him testosterone by itself, he's going to get even more anxious, which is then going to point, testosterone causes it. No, you have to address other issues and prescribe them, different supplements or other medications in order to complete the package. Yeah. And a big thing that we're noticing as well is the circadian rhythms. If you're not following, like people who work at night, that work night shifts, that they're going against their circadian rhythms, deeply affect their metabolic function, neurological function, immunological function. We know now that getting 7 to 8 hours of good sleep can have more impact on your weight loss and energy than anything else. You can take everything you want, but if you don't have good sleep hygiene, good, stress management per se, and taking the right supplements along with your testosterone therapy, you're not going to get the optimal results. So that's why everything is bio-individualized.
It's a correlation between the result and the experience, right? So, when it comes to TRT, I mean, we've had enough data and enough practitioners out there that I always like to say it's almost like a monkey can give you a result, right? Like if you give a man a 1 ml shot of testosterone per week,
which we know that's outdated,
you're going to give him a result, right? You're going to give him a result. But if you end up with anxiety or acne or
hair loss, nipple sensitivity,
right? Is that a good experience? No. It's not a good experience. So, when it comes to TRT, I think Steven, it's both a science and an art, right? To do it properly. So, and when we get into the art portion, that's deeply bio-individual, right? Because we have to consider not only the pharmacodynamics of the medication, but also the pharmacokinetics, which are not universal, right? So this is where we get into targeted supplementation. And once again, the reason we're so big on this is because a lot of these things, a lot of these combusting agents that we need in order for TRT to work or any hormone replacement therapy to work is you need those fundamental substrates that are no longer in the foods that we consume. right? We've had a 50% decrease in the nutrients of our food. So whereas in the 1950s, you got a little under the weather, you ate an orange and, went outside, you got enough vitamin C and vitamin D that you would kick it. But today, that's not the case. And that is irrefutable, right? We test every single week. We live in South Florida, and 98% of people are deficient in vitamin D. Even when they tell us, hey, I've been taking vitamin D from GNC for years. I'm like, that's the problem. Right. So it's really important to also know the source. And also to be updated with the protocols, because, unfortunately, this business already has a bad stigma around it. And we see that, we're not going to say names or anything, but basically there's still a lot of clinics using old protocols like testosterone once a week with aromatase inhibitor, which we know today is absolutely not necessary. And if dosed correctly and pulsed correctly, you can avoid taking that medication. And that's where it comes, or A, they don't want to take responsibility, or B, they're focusing on profits, and it's doing the right thing. And since we're constantly focusing on how to improve our health, I think that's one of the reasons why we're able to help people the way we do, because everything we are doing, we're providing our patients, meaning what we're doing when it comes to our doctor as well, because that's our business partner. We're always updating ourselves on how to improve this. Our journey.
It's not the same. The protocols 2000 to today are totally different.
And it's deeply upsetting, right? Because, for example, so many, I don't want to call them bad actors, but it's continuing education. This is a fast moving field, right? So if you're not constantly keeping up with biotechnology, then you're going to be left in the dust. And as a result of that, you're going to be providing your patients with, just things that are not healthy for them. Like, I'm still surprised at how many clinics still prescribe an Astrosol. And
how many people come to us because they're having joint pains, cardiovascular issues, mental fogginess, and they don't know what's going on. And then we find out that they're still injecting with a 23 gauge, which you can kill a baby seal with that thing. Just doing things in a way that is not user friendly.
And then you've covered this a ton of times in your show. Like, crashing a man's estrogen levels is horrible.
You can do.
Estrogen is neuroprotective. Just for starters,
growth hormone, increases fat burning, increases so many natural pathways.
Bone density, and we still see clinics that do it. And so I think that we're very congruent in the sense that we will never offer you or prescribe anything that we haven't time tested ourselves, that we haven't deeply studied.
The people that we study.
Right. And so, because this is I always like to tell people, look, this is not just a business. This is not just our job. This is a craft. And because we're always looking for the best results for ourselves, we're constantly listening to the best in the world who do this, guys like Neil Rozier. Jay Campbell's, we're honored to call him up.
That was the first big book that I read.
To call him a friend. And, we're constantly talking to him.
We recommend people when they're starting, definitely read this book. This book will give you all the data to understand how to combat whatever your doctor tells you, like testosterone causes prostate cancer, cardiovascular disease, all these things. You can get all the data there. But the doctors that we follow, like, Dr. William Seeds, Dr. Neil Rozier, Dr. David Minkoff,
David Sinclair,
they're at the top of their game. These are the guys that we're going to update our information from. So we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're trying to follow and provide the best service from the best.